Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Liquid Talent TV.
You can't.
Yes, I can.
You can't be a host.
I can start this however I want.
That's fantastic.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Liquid Talent TV. I'm here with Michael Skolnik, a dear friend, an advisor of Liquid Talent, and someone that I always enjoy spending time with. Michael, thank you for joining the show.
Thank you for having me.
I can't be a host. Is that?
It just, it's a new role for you.
It is a new role.
It feels very natural.
You know, Kurt Vonnegut says, "Be careful who you pretend to be, because that's who you actually become."
Oh, so you might go
pretending now to
local
be a host.
San Diego newscast, 5 p.m. hour.
And the weather in San Diego is sunny.
Sunny and beautiful, and go to the beach
And
today.
the Padres lost again, and there it is. That's the news from San Diego. Michael is president of GlobalGrind.com. Global Grind is an inspiration from Russell Simmons' world. Russell Simmons is known. Who is Russell, and what is Global Grind?
Russell Simmons is one of the greatest entrepreneurs that we have seen in this country. He almost 30 years ago founded Def Jam Records with Rick Rubin. Rick Rubin was an NYU student. Russell was a City College student.
Cool.
LL Cool J sent a record through the mail to Rick's dorm room and said, "I want you to produce this record." And Russell and Rick met, and they created Def Jam, put it on LL Cool J's record. And the rest, 30 years later, is LL, Beastie Boys, Run DMC, Jay-Z, DMX with 3 #1 albums, the only artist in the history of music to debut his first 3 albums at #1.
Wow.
DMX. That's trivia for.
And Def Jam is a part of that.
Def Jam. DMX was on Def Jam. Rihanna, Rick Ross, so on and so on.
Yep.
He went on to create Fat Farm and Rush Card and some other businesses along the way. He started Global Grind. I worked for him full time, and he started it 5 years ago. I came there when there was 185,000 unique visitors to the site a month.
Okay.
Now we have about 6.5 million.
Wow.
So it's been a nice run of 5 years.
Yeah.
And it's been an amazing opportunity to learn from one of the best.
Yeah. You said Russell is one of the best entrepreneurs of our time. What makes him so great? Why is he so good?
Well, I think that the bullshit, right? The bullshit meter between people who say they're entrepreneurs and folks who want to be entrepreneurs, and it's a nice words, they use the word.
Right.
Entrepreneurs have a gift that's it's like when you see someone in a movie and you know that you love them, but you don't really know why you love them, but they're so magnetic.
Yeah.
And you can't really describe what it is.
Yeah.
It's like entrepreneurs have a gift that's like an intangible. You don't learn it in school. You don't get taught it, by reading a book. It's just something you have inside of you. And what Russell has, I think, is good, if not better than almost most.
Yeah.
Not everybody, but most, is instincts. Is instincts and perseverance. That as an entrepreneur, everyone thinks whatever Russell touched turned to gold. Def Jam was in trouble, and he doubled down.
Yeah.
Fat Farm was in trouble. He doubled down. Rush Card was in trouble. He doubled down. And a lot of his people, his investors and some of his partners walked away from some of those enterprises, and he put more money in, his own money in, and kept doubling down until they exploded. So, it took every company he built took 6 years for it to really take off. And most people think, sure, you're gonna have Twitter, you're gonna have Facebook, you're gonna have these outrageously successful companies that are few and far between.
Yeah.
And God bless them, and great for them, and amazing that they took off overnight.
Sure.
But most companies take, a number of years to take off, and Russell is a product of that. It wasn't, Def Jam didn't take off overnight. Fat Farm didn't take off overnight. It took time and energy, but that instinct, the instinct to see something, to see a white space, and not race, but to see that white space, right, in the business sector and say,
Yep.
This is needed, I'm going to go out there and create that, and I'm not going to stop until I'm done.
Where do you get instincts from? It's born in you? Is it something that's just...
No, I'm nature versus nurture. I think that you certainly can learn, but why is LeBron the best? Why is Derek Jeter the best? Why do they see the baseball? Why do they see the ball go to the hoop, differently than the other guys in the court? There's something that you can't explain. They have, and I think the great entrepreneurs. Not to say if you don't have something great, you shouldn't aspire to be great.
Sure.
Because you can learn things over time and get better at your craft over time.
Yeah.
But I do think that there is something about the best that is unexplainable, that is from the gut. It's like from inside of you.
Yes.
And I would say, if you don't have it, but you want it, start some sense of self-discovery, spiritual practice, something that looks inside of that light that shines, and how do you make that light burn even brighter?
Even brighter.
And that's work you have. So if you're rich and you drive nice cars, you're in the Hamptons this weekend, and you think you got a big office and you're doing great, you might hit a glass ceiling because you haven't tapped into that piece inside of you that will make you burn brighter, because you're only looking at the outside.
And that's something that you and Russell are big advocates for. And I think it's really, really important work, and I think it's more popular than ever now. You're going around the country having some speaking engagements these days, and I think there's a variety of topics that you're becoming a real expert in and a thought leader in. Can you talk to us a little bit about some of the things that you're working on and talking about?
I'm trying to push all the work that I do. Trying to push the generation to a more compassionate, tolerant, and generous place. And push myself to a more compassionate, tolerant, and generous place.
Yeah.
And part of my interest in young entrepreneurs and successful business people is, how do we as successful business people also have more compassion, tolerance, and generosity? How do we, I was thinking about this again this morning, how do we not be as greedy as our predecessors were?
Yeah.
How do we be content with enough money to buy one house or two houses or one big vacation a year? When is enough, right? And that comes with generosity, right? Not just giving your money away, but giving your time, giving your energy, listening to people. I believe in liquid talent. Right? For me to come to this office and do this interview and go back to my office, it's 2.5 hours of my Monday.
Yeah.
Right? It's a lot of time.
It is.
Right? Of just one day, not in the lifespan, but in one day. And you think to yourself, damn, do I have to do this? Yeah, because I believe in something. So you give yourself to something. You're generous with your time to someone who you believe in, who's going to build a company, and then hopefully in 2 or 3 years remember that I did this, and
it's all
buy my kid, be generous and buy my kid a pair of sneakers.
Mateo gives some kicks.
Yeah. But so I travel the country. I talk on politics. I talk on business. I talk on social media. But the theme of all of it is about generosity, tolerance, and compassion. And if you can live with those three things, if you can fight to hold those ideas in your head, doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on, doesn't matter if you're Republican or Democrat, Independent, doesn't matter if you hate Jew, Christian, Muslim, not religious, but if you believe in compassion, you believe in tolerance, and believe in generosity, and then of course, equality, right? Rooted in equality. Do you pay your worker, the same amount if she's a woman if he's a man?
Yeah.
Do you really? Do you have women who are in positions of power? Do you have friends in your life who are people of color, or who are white if you're a person of color, that are real friends of yours that you spend quality time with? They're challenging you about your lifestyle and where you come from and what your upbringing is to make you better. And that's compassion. Yeah. Right? And that's tolerance.
Yep.
I believe strongly in this generation. I believe that we are the greatest generation this world has ever seen, and not just American, talking international, right? Because we're now connected more than we've ever been around the globe. And I want to see us succeed. And I want to see us be great. And I want to see us reach our potential. And I want to see us be great to each other. And I want to see us stop destroying each other, and stop killing each other, and stop destroying our planet. And all these things that we aspired to do when we were younger. And the last thing I'd say on that is as I've gotten older, I've realized I'm the same optimist I was when I was 19.
Yeah.
But I realized that it may not happen in my lifetime, and I'm okay with that.
That what's happening in your lifetime?
That it may not happen.
It might not happen.
Right? We may not end racism. We may not end gender inequality. We may not end sexism. We may not end homophobia. We may not have third world nations rise out of poverty during my lifetime. But I've accepted that the marathon is better than the finish line. I know you run a marathon. Right, so what it's like to cross. You ran a marathon?
I did.
You did, right?
Last fall.
So what it's like to cross that finish line. So it feels amazing.
Yeah.
But I can only imagine. I never run one, right? But that mile 10 or mile 7 or mile 15 are the ones you're gonna remember.
Yeah.
Right? We thought you couldn't make it. He said, "One more, give me one more."
Yeah.
And I could do it.
Yeah.
Right? And those moments when you thought you weren't gonna make it are more rewarding than I finished, because because that challenge, when you overcame the challenge, the finish was the release.
Yeah.
Like, whew, I did it. But so
it's the process.
The process.
The journey.
That's right. So that's what I embrace. That's what I love. I don't care about the results. I let go of the results. I don't care how much money I have in the bank. I don't, as long as we can eat, and I like to have nice food, so a little bit of nice food, and I have the same house for 11 years, and a used car, and I have no fancy shit. This is a $19 Uniqlo shirt. My shoes need to be finished. I just don't.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't. Honesty and love. Honesty and love fuels. It fuels it all for Michael. It fuels it all for a lot of people. It's given him in a position of people. The opportunities that you have, Michael, are amazing. Thank you for being the voice that you bring to the table. How do people get in touch with you? How do people learn more? People can get in touch with me by emailing me. Yeah. My personal email address is mskolnik, like my name, at mskolnik.com. Comes right to me. I'm not afraid to put it out there. People can email me with questions, comments, concerns. Yep. They can. That's the best way. If you want to see the bullshit I got to say every day, you can go on Twitter and find me on Twitter and see that stuff. You have quite a few people looking at. I got a few people, but I would say this: only do shit you believe in. That's it. If you're a garbage man or a garbage woman and you're picking up garbage, be the best damn garbage picker-upper in the world. And I promise you won't be a garbage picker-upper for much longer. If you're a receptionist on 46, where we at? We're at 250 Grand on the 46th floor. Yeah. I see this woman working. She's sorting mail. When I walk in here and she's making people happy when they walk in. She'll be out of here soon getting a bigger job. So I like her. I want to be around her. I'm going to hire her. She's a hard worker. If you feel you're on the bottom right now, love what you do. Believe in what you do. Bust your ass, and you're going to rise real quick. I promise you that. If you go home every day, I can't wait to get in my office. I hate that place. Leave your job and go somewhere else. Yeah. And that's easy for me to say. I know it's easy because no one wants to lose their job. But if you dig down deep inside and say to yourself, I want to love what I do every single day of my life, I believe you have the power to do that. And it may take you a few more years than it took me because of the color of my skin and my privilege and all that shit that I have. But I believe that you'll get there. Thank you, Michael. Thank you. Thank you for joining Liquid Talent TV. Should we say namaste? No, I'm going to do namaste again with a few moments of meditation. Yes, we're going to meditate. We're going to meditate for 20 minutes, and you guys just hold on, and then we're going to finish our interview. All right. Thank you. Did they hear you at all? Was this sound on?